right, this is the second part video to lesson 27, session 2. I'm actually on page 564 right now, and there are 3 other questions that we're going to go through together as a class before you begin for 565 and page 566 on your own. So number 6 right here says, compare 4 and 21/100ths and 4 and 12/100ths using greater than, less than, or equal signs, and explain how you got your answer and show your work. Now, what I can do is I can just line these numbers up together, kind of in my own modified place value chart, as long as I make sure that they're lined up together. And I know that the first number after the decimal is the tenths column, so I'm just going to look and compare these 2 numbers right now. And I can already see that 2 is greater than 1, so I already know that this number right here, my top number, is going to be greater than the bottom number. And if I just look at the decimal sections too, I know that 21 is also greater than 12. So there's a couple of different things that you can look at when you're actually comparing numbers. So our solution is actually going to be that 4 and 21/100ths is greater than 4 and 12/100ths. I apologize for that. My dog is barking right now. It's just part of teaching from home that sometimes happens. All right. So number 7, let's look at this one together. Cord writes a decimal number that is greater than 39/100ths, but less than 44/100ths. What number could Cord have written? Show your work. So I'm going to go ahead and write these 2 numbers, 39/100ths and 44/100ths. And we need a number that is greater than 39/100ths, but less than 44. So simply put, I could actually put these numbers on a number line, just starting with 39/100ths, and the next number would be 40/100ths, and then 41/100ths, and then 42/100ths, and then our last one would be 43/100ths. So now I've met the criteria. I started with 39/100ths, and I need a number greater than 39, but less than 44, and I've written those out here. So really you could pick from any of those numbers written. So what number could Cord have written? Show your work. Cord could have written 40/100ths. He could have written 41/100ths, 42/100ths, or 43/100ths, because those all fall between 39/100ths and 44/100ths. And number 8, our final question before you begin page 565 and 566 is, which is less? So which is lower? 97/100ths or 79/100ths? Show your work. So I'm going to write these numbers out, and this is actually asking for the lower number. So when we try to compare these numbers, again, I'm going to look in the tenths column, and I have a 9 and a 7. And this wants to know which one is less, so which one is lower. And I know that 7 is lower than 9. And I can also look at these 2 numbers in a different way. I can look at the numbers as 97 and 79, and I know right here that this number 79 is lower than 97. So I can go ahead and say that 79/100ths is lower or less. All right, thank you. Take care.